got everything on that should be on and muted that should be muted. But looks like we are going live. So welcome. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to the people that are liking my videos. I appreciate both of you. So yeah, I found out I got 2 likes on my live streams. And yeah, I really appreciate that. You see, on YouTube, I'm used to being ignored, and I'm learning how to kind of step up my game a little bit. So yeah, I'm getting the views, I'm getting some likes. So thank you, appreciate it. So, and if you do like the content that you find here, then yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Be glad to have you here on my little family here on YouTube. But now the topic of today is going to be why do so many online businesses fail? And how can you keep from being a victim of online business failure? And I mean, the statistics when it comes to online businesses can be pretty grim. I mean, Google it, look it up in your favorite search engine, whatever that might be. And I first, looked this up several years ago when we were first talking about starting our first online business. And the statistics have not changed much over the years, but about 80 to 90% of all online businesses fail within the first 120 days. I mean, that's just it. To me, it was mind-boggling. Why would so many different businesses online fail? I mean, in the real world, in the brick and mortar world, businesses don't fail at that same rate. So, I mean, what's going on? And then I decided, what the heck, the odds may be against me if I decide to build an online business. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to fight the odds. I'm going to beat the odds. I'm just going to go ahead and do it, by golly. And we did. But once I got active in online business, I began to realize why the failure rate is so high. And I mean, it's really simple when you learn to see what is going on behind the scenes. I mean, so many online businesses quit. So many online businesses fail because people get into an online business. They think it's going to be easy. And there are a lot of online business offers that are. I mean, they're cheap to get into. You can find business opportunities for online businesses like for free, some extremely cheap. I mean, one, get started for only $1. Another one, $7 funnel. I've seen $12 funnels. I'm in a $25 business myself. And so, yeah, there's a lot of different offers, and a lot are very affordable. Get your own business going for like $25. Anybody can do that, right? Not everybody can get a franchise with Burger King or McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken. There in the traditional brick and mortar world, if you want to just open up your own mini mart, your own supermarket, you might as well plan on spending like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you want to open up a franchise like a McDonald's, $1 million just for the franchise. And that does not include your location, hiring your employees, buying your food, equipment, all that stuff. I mean, getting into a real brick and mortar business these days is extremely expensive. And it takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of commitment. But by contrast, any joker can go out there and start an online business without a whole lot of planning, without a whole lot of support, and without a whole lot of money. I mean, some people can do it for free. And that's why we see so many people failing, is because people get started. They see that the opportunity, it's so cheap, it seems to be so easy, and they think, what the heck, let's just try it. and then they try it. They put a little bit of time into it, and then they figure out, this isn't really what I thought it was going to be, and they quit. And I've seen people in this space just join a business for 7 days, and they'll talk in the business group too. I'm going to try this for 7 days, see what happens. If nothing happens, I'm just going to go off to the next opportunity. And I mean, there is no long-term commitment in that attitude. And I think that's why a lot of online businesses fail. They fail for other reasons too, and we'll get into that. But the primary one that I think probably, I'm just guessing here, but I would guess about 80% of the business failures, the online business failures, are probably due to people that just jump in. They'll join a business. They'll whip out, a dollar here, a dollar there. They think that if I throw a couple of bucks at this thing, it's going to make me rich. And then they stay in it for all of 7 days. And when things don't seem to be going their way, they just quit because they don't have much invested in it. They really have no skin in the game. Now try doing that with a traditional business. Try paying $1 million for a franchise, Kentucky Fried Chicken or Burger King or whatever. Try spending $1 million on a traditional brick and mortar business and then walking away after just 7 days. That's unheard of. People do not do that because when you've got that much skin in the game, when you got $1 million riding on your business, you tend to stay focused. You tend to stay committed. You tend to go into it with the attitude, I am going to do this no matter what it takes, and I'm going to make this succeed. And I'm going to put everything I've got into making this work. And that's the attitude that you have to have in any kind of home-based business, any kind of traditional business. And it's the same attitude you need to have in online business, but so many people just get in and they think it's going to be easy. They don't know what to expect because a lot of people, again, they'll get into an online business thinking this is going to be like a job. And this leads me to my second point of why so many online businesses fail. It's like people get into it, they think it's going to be a job, and the way jobs are, the way businesses tend to be run, you've heard of the 80-20 rule, or maybe you haven't, but there is something called the 80-20 rule, and it applies to practically all businesses, including churches, including charities, and all mainstream businesses. But the 80-20 rule states that 80% of the work is going to be done by 20% of the workers. 20% of your people are going to be accomplishing 80% of the work and getting that stuff done. Because you've got, in any business structure, about 20% of your people are going to be go-getters, and the remaining 80% are going to be no-getters. People that just don't want to work. They show up, they want to get paid, and that's an attitude too that you see in the workforce. I've heard people say this, I don't need this freaking job, I just need the paycheck. And they show up so they can get that paycheck, but they don't want to show up and do the work. They don't want to go above and beyond the call of duty. And so, they just do the bare minimum. And when you think of the 80-20 rule, how 80% are your no-getters and 20% are your go-getters. And then you ask yourself the question, okay, what about online businesses that you can join for very cheap with no planning, with no real, future plans of any kind, and without a whole lot of capital, without a whole lot of startup money? If a lot of 80%ers get in there and build a business, how likely is it that they're going to have the commitment to make that business succeed? I mean, if you have a lot of 80 percenters that are practically doing nothing on their day jobs, then are they really going to be working their home-based business job? And with home-based business, whether it's online or offline, you've got to show up to work every workday, and you got to give 110%. You got to go above and beyond the call of duty. You know, with a regular job, you can show up drunk. I've seen people do that. You can show up hungover. You can just do the bare minimum and walk out if you get, teed off at the boss. Home-based business, online business, when it's your own business, you can't do that. You got to be committed. You got to be committed. You just got to work it like your livelihood depends on it, because you know what? It does. And so, you get a lot of people out there that find a business online. They think it's going to be easy. They can get involved with it cheap. And then they think, okay, this is going to be just like my job. My day job, I could goof off. And I got these other 1 or 2 20 percenters that'll come in and help me do my work while I goof off. In the online world, when it's your business, when it's you working it alone, you can't slack off. You slack off, you fall behind. There's nobody going to jump in there and save your bacon. And I think that's another reason why so many online businesses fail within the first 120 days. It's just lack of planning, lack of commitment, lack of follow through. And it's because you got like 80% of the people that go in there and want to start a business. They have totally unrealistic expectations. They think, boy, if this doesn't make me rich in 7 days, it's a scam. If I'm not a millionaire by the end of the month, it's a scam. If I have to work to make it work, it's a scam. I don't want to have to do anything. That's the way a lot of people think. Now, the 20 percenters that get in, try their hand at home-based business, online business, any kind of business, they have a better mindset. They know they're going to have to work. They're willing to work. They're willing to do pretty much whatever it takes. The weakness that can doom a person like that, though, in online business is, again, lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of planning. Because when you're dealing with an online business, there is a learning curve. A person may be very skilled in other forms of business, but when it comes to an online business, it's a whole new skill set. And I mean, the basics, you need to make sales, you need to talk about your business. But as far as promoting your business online through social media and all that, and email marketing and solo ad marketing and all the other kinds of marketing there are, you've got to learn a few new skill sets in order to make your online business work. And if you've got, a good mentor, a good sponsor, good training, and that's why I think if you're looking for a good online business opportunity, don't really be that concerned about the cost. Be somewhat concerned about the cost, but be more concerned about the quality of the business and the quality of the training. Because, if you want to learn how to make your online business profitable, if you want to make that sucker succeed, then you're going to need to learn how to do that, and you're going to need help. Unless you're already a genius when it comes to online business and online marketing. But a lot of new people, they get in, they don't know. And, there's a saying, when you know better, you do better. I love that saying. But a lot of people don't know how to learn how to do better. You need help, you need guidance. And that's another weakness that we entrepreneurs can have, is that we think, okay, this is my business. I want to do it my way. I want to do it myself. I don't want anybody else telling me what to do and how to do it. I want to be free. I want my freedom. That's why I became an entrepreneur. I want to be the boss. I want to call the shots. And that's all good if you know what you're doing. That's all well and good. And ultimately you do. You know, you can take all the advice you need from people smarter than you. But when the rubber meets the road, it's got to be your decision in the final analysis to do something or not to do something, and how to do or not do that something. So yeah, it's got to be your decision. But you also have to have the humility, the teachability, the coachability to be able to listen to other people, like your sponsor, your mentors, the trainers in the business opportunity, whatever it is. And you've got to be willing to take advice and then use that in making your final decisions about how you are going to run your business. And so, yeah, that can doom even go-getters, is just a lack of knowledge, a lack of training. And people are different. You know, there's another saying in this space, is that results are not typical. Results are never typical. You know, some folks will get into a new online business. They will jump all in. They'll have the funding. They'll have a pretty good understanding of what needs to be done. They learn fast. And I mean, they can make it profitable within a few weeks. You know, I've seen that happen. I've seen a lady in one business opportunity that I am in that was making $900 her first 2 weeks. Now, she was not the typical person in that opportunity, but she was a good learner. She knew pretty much what she was getting into. She knew what she was doing. I mean, she was just a good marketer before she even got into the program. And so that's why she was able to rock that out. Other people might take a few months before they get into profit in any kind of a business. Other people, you know, it may take a year, 2 years. The results are not typical. We all don't learn at the same rate. We all don't have the same skill sets and the same aptitudes. We all, I believe firmly that we all can learn these skills, but not everybody wants to. Because, I mean, there's a learning curve involved in all this. And, I mean, you have to make the commitment to, you know, study, apply what you've learned, do what you've learned, follow through, and try to make it work. And it's work. Some people just don't want to do that. And those people shouldn't be in home-based business, should not be in online business, unless you have a natural aptitude for it. And there are folks out there that do. But yeah, if you're not trainable, you're not coachable, if you're not humble enough to admit that, you know what, I need some help from somebody smarter than me, then yeah, you can be a go-getter and still have your business fail. So yeah, that's one thing there too. So another reason why businesses fail, unrealistic expectations. I think we've covered that. Pacing yourself. You know, a lot of people will have unrealistic expectations. And they'll think that, okay, I can start this business. I can max out my credit card. I can totally drain everything I have in savings in order to start my business and do it right. Because, you know, some of these businesses, people will say, get in, get all in, get in at the highest level. And some businesses, you can get started for $25 a month. Pretty cheap. Other businesses to go all in might be $3,000. Others, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. You know, they come at all different price points. And a person may think, okay, I want to go all in. I want to make this work. I am not a wussy. I'm going to make this happen. So yeah, I'm going to drain everything I've got in savings. I'm going to max out my credit cards. I'm going to get all in on this sucker. And then they figure out that, okay, it's not going to become as profitable as they thought it was going to be. It's not going to become as profitable as they were thinking it would be in the beginning. So a lot of people, they jump in, they think we're going to be making profits within the first 2 weeks. Well, if you're a fast learner, yes, that can happen. If you're a slower learner, it may take a few months. And if you drain your entire savings, max out your credit cards, leave yourself nothing to live off of, and you put everything you got into a home business, and then the time to pay the rent comes around, within 30 days, you ain't got it. It's time to pay the utilities. You ain't got that. You're looking at getting your utilities cut off. You're looking at getting thrown out of your apartment, out of your home. And it's a sad story, but I've heard of that happening to some entrepreneurs. These were like 6-figure earners. They were new to online marketing. They thought they could really rock it out. They wanted to prove, I'm not a wussy. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to do it. I'm in. I'm all in. And then, a couple months later, they're living in a cardboard box. And, in this space, you hear all kinds of stories. You hear the good stories, people that start out in a cardboard box, homeless, and then they manage to scrape together some money. They get a business going, and then, within a few years, their life has totally changed. They're living on easy street. And then the reverse story is also true. You also hear that about 6-figure earners decide to get into online business, and they think they know what they're doing, and they fail. And it just surprises them, surprises a lot of people. So what can you do to keep yourself from becoming a statistic, a bad statistic? We all want to be a good statistic, but we don't all want to be a bad statistic, because online businesses, okay, they can really be doomed by the no-go people, the no-getters, and even go-getters, even people with a lot of energy, a lot of willingness to succeed, a big drive to succeed. Even they can fail in this space through lack of planning and just lack of education and not budgeting their resources well. So I've got 4 steps, 4 things to consider before getting into your online business if you want to do that. The first is, number 1, I think it's obvious, be willing to work. If you're used to working a day job and getting bailed out on your day job by the 20% go-getters, then you really need to change your attitude. You really need to get into your home-based business with the attitude that I'm going to do whatever it takes to succeed. And if you do that, you can make it. But, it's a lot of hard work. It's not all roses. It's not all fun and games. Your online business should be fun. Your home-based business should be fun. It should be something that you look forward to doing every day. But there is work involved in it. And sometimes that work ain't easy. So you got to take the time to go through the trainings, learn your lessons, apply what you've learned, and just be consistent in your follow through. And yeah, if you're willing to work at your business, you can make it succeed. A second point, be sure to budget your resources. We talked about this already a little bit. But yeah, if you find a business opportunity that you can go all in at for like $3,000, but you don't have that, you don't have that in the bank, you don't have it on your credit cards, or if you do, it's going to drain you of everything you've got. Start at a lower level, because these business opportunities, they have the upper level. You can go all in on all of them if you wish, but most of them also have a lower level where you can get started for like $25 a month, $60 a month, $100 a month. Whatever is doable on your budget. I hate when I hear people say, oh man, just get in, get all in, buy solo ads, just throw a bunch of traffic at that thing and it's going to work out. Because not everybody has the money to go all in. And for those that do, great. Yeah, great. Go all in. Rock that baby out. But you've got to budget your resources. You got to know that, expecting a new online business to become profitable overnight, highly unlikely. Expecting it to happen within the first 2 weeks, again, unless you're gifted, it's highly unlikely. If you're just starting out, you are a newbie, a total newbie, you're good. There's a learning curve and you need time to learn. So just be aware of that. Don't throw everything you have at a business opportunity and think, it's no big deal. I'm going to be making money within 2 weeks. Well, 2 months may go by and you're not making money and you're wondering, how am I going to keep the lights on? How am I going to keep the internet turned on? How am I going to keep in my house? How am I going to pay that mortgage, the rent, all that stuff? Budget your resources wisely. Don't be a pansy and say, okay, I'm not going to take any chances, but don't be rash either and think that, okay, I'm going to show everybody I'm brave. I'm going to go all in and spend all my money and all my parents' money and borrow some more money from the bank and spend that too and just get myself in debt up to my eyeballs and then expect to become profitable overnight. Because it may happen. It may happen, but usually it doesn't. Usually it's going to take you a few months before you find yourself becoming profitable. We're all different. Some people will do it in a few weeks, others a few months, others it may take a few years. So just be aware of that. Assume the worst, that it's going to take you a few years to make your home business profitable. Hope for the best, work for the best, but prepare for the worst. And then budget your resources accordingly. And yeah, if you can afford to throw $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 at a home business opportunity, great. But if you need to start out at the lower level and take baby steps on up, don't be afraid. Do that. Do whatever it takes. You've got businesses out there. You can start like $12. I'm in a nice one that I highly recommend. Get started for as little as $25. But we're all different, and if the idea of running your own home-based business doesn't appeal to you, if you don't like the idea of working it, if you want a guaranteed form of income, online business ain't it. Home-based business ain't it. There's a lot of risk in this area, and you need to go in with your eyes wide open and just know that right off the bat and prepare accordingly. But, if this doesn't sound like your cup of tea, I'm not going to try to talk you into it because, I've been doing this for a while now. And, I've seen a lot of success. I've seen a lot of times when I thought, okay, how are we going to pay the bills? There's good times, there's bad times. Overall, I'm very happy with my home-based business experience. It's given me a lot of freedom, given me a lot of joy, but it's not all wine and roses. So yeah, budget your resources. Also, budget your time. People will think, okay, if I just buy a business, spend a lot of money on it, spend a lot of money promoting it, it just can't help but succeed, right? Well, if you're not putting a whole lot of time into it, if you're getting leads, but you're not talking to your leads, if you're getting people calling you on the phone, you don't want to talk to them on the phone, if you're getting a lot of emails from people inquiring about your business, but you don't feel like following up, it just ain't going to work. You got to do the work, you got to do the follow through, and that takes time. If you're working a full-time job already and you want to build up an online business, then plan on spending a little bit of time in the evening, if that's possible, or in the morning, or on your lunch hour, and then take time on the weekends and be a weekend warrior when it comes to your online business or home-based business. If you're already doing a form of home-based business, and you can make your own hours like I do. I love that. I can set my own hours. That's great. A lot of freedom there. A lot of freedom. If you're in that same boat, then yeah, budget your time. But yeah, know that if you're promoting a new business, you're going to have to put some time into it. You're going to have to, learn how to promote that business. And really, once you learn how to promote one business online, you can pretty much promote any of them. I mean, it's similar skill sets no matter what. But still, each business is slightly different. But, once you got that knowledge of how to make a business work online, you can apply it to one business and then another and then another and then another and just scale your way upwards. It's another reason why I love online business. You can create multiple businesses, but, don't try to create multiple businesses all at the same time. Right now, I've got 5 businesses, 2 that are pretty much, built up. We've had them for years. We're trying to wind them down so we can get into something a little less taxing. But then I've got 3 other businesses that I'm working to actively promote. And yeah, it takes a lot of time. I got a lot on my plate just doing that. But you've got to budget your time accordingly. If you want a business to succeed, make sure you're putting enough time into it. And do your time to do your social media marketing, whatever kind of marketing that you do. Make sure you're following up with your leads. Make sure you're talking to people. Make sure that you're taking time to learn how to become a better entrepreneur. Take advantage of the lessons. Take advantage of the trainings that a lot of these business opportunities have. And you'll become a better person, better business person, and a better entrepreneur. And then again, once you get all that knowledge, you can use it across the board with practically anything you want to build. So no one can take that away from you. But you have to give it to yourself by budgeting your time wisely and taking advantage of all these trainings. And then the 4th point I want to make, be in it for the long haul. Don't have unrealistic attitudes. A lot of people will think, okay, I'm going to try this for 7 days. If it's not working out, I'm going to leave it. Other people will say, I'm going to try it for a month. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to leave it. I say, from my own experience, you need to be committed to your business for at least a bare minimum, I would say, 6 months to a year. If you're really serious about wanting to grow your business, get a 5-year plan and stick with it. But I mean, be in it for the long haul. And make sure that you're budgeting your resources. And when you're checking out different business opportunities, that's one big question to ask yourself is, first of all, is it legit? Because unfortunately, there are a lot of scams out there. Is this something that I would love to do? Is this something that's going to get me out of bed every morning excited? And is it something that I can commit to long term? If it's like $25 a month to get in at one level and stay at that level, then ask yourself the question, realistically, can I afford to invest $25 a month into my future dream job? If it's like $150 a month, okay, can I afford that? Can I do that month after month after month until I finally get myself into profit? And, if it's a thing where you can get all in for like $3,000, can I do that and still pay the rent next month? And the month after that, and the month after that, and the month after that. Because, a lot of these businesses, you can go all in for like $3,000 and still have to pay like, I don't know, maybe like a $50 or $100 or $200 a month for your membership fee. But I mean, you have to really weigh all that out and ask yourself the question, can I commit to this? And again, there are all kinds of businesses out there. They come, high ticket and low ticket, but you find something that's right for you and stick with it for the long term. And I am convinced that when it comes to online business, practically anybody can do it if they're trainable, if they're coachable, if they really want to do it. But yet, see, not everybody really wants to learn. Not everybody really wants to do it. This kind of lifestyle, it ain't for everybody. I chose it late in life. I'm 61, going on 62, and I've been doing this for about home-based business. I've been doing it for about 17 years, and online business, I've been kind of learning the past 5 years. Finally getting myself to the point where, I'm getting a couple businesses into profit now, and I know now how to scale it up. And I'm in there now doing it. Didn't learn it overnight, because you know what they say about old dogs learning new tricks. Some people say it's impossible. Others like me, okay, maybe a little slower, a little more slow on the draw. But, we're all different. Some will learn quickly, some not so quickly. But, have patience with yourself, be committed, and then be willing to do what it takes. Again, if this is of interest to you. Okay, that is all for tonight's live stream. I don't see any questions in the chat. So yeah, again, I am keeping a chat screen open here. So if you got any questions, and you're coming to these live streams every night, feel free. Hit me up on something, give me some ideas, maybe something that you'd like me to talk about, maybe something you'd like to learn. And if it's within my realm of experience, I'll share my experience with you. If it's not, I'll just say, I don't know, and we'll go on to the next question. But yeah, be sure to like, share, subscribe, participate in the chat if you want to. And we'll be doing this every night from 5:30 p.m. Central Time to about 6:30 p.m., however long it takes, really. And if you want to find a business that you can join at a reasonable level, I'm in something called the Home Business Academy, and that's giving me a whole lot of training. It's giving me mentorship with seven-figure earners. It's just giving me a whole lot of value. Matter of fact, we had a mastermind group meeting last night, and one of our guys, Mike Hobbs, was talking about a sales funnel that he made that was essentially a link page. And I went ahead and I took the idea, I ran with it, spent a few hours this morning creating my own link page to promote 3 offers that I am in, and then 2 avenues of free training that I am providing. And this is what I came up with. Is this going to show up even? Yeah, I guess it's showing up okay. But yeah, you see, you've got my 3 businesses there that I'm promoting. Got some free training offers there that I'm promoting. Got my social media links. And I would always make sales funnels promoting just one business. It never occurred to me that I could be creating a sales funnel that would be promoting 3 different businesses simultaneously, as well as 2 other free offers that could be used by people to better themselves, hopefully, sharing my experience and helping them improve their mindset. So, yeah, pretty neat thing. So if you want to check out Home Business Academy for yourself, the link is down below, ralphshomebiz.com /offers. That's my new link. That's the link to my new page that I created. And yeah, see if any of those offers work for you. But Home Business Academy itself, I think if you're wanting to really get started in your first online business, you've got no idea where to begin, these owners are good. These trainers are good. These are good, honest people that truly care about helping newcomers. And the price for admission is fairly low compared to other offers I've seen out there. We got a $25 offer that you can take advantage of. You can be a combination member, go in at the low offer plus premium and be paying $150 a month. And you get trainings every single day practically, except Sunday. When you're in at the premium level, yeah, you're getting trainings about every day except Sunday. And I mean, it is just incredible. So check that out, see if it works for you. And again, link down below in the program description. So thanks again for dropping by. We'll catch you in the future updates. And again, if you got anything you would like to hear me speak on in the future, let me know. But yeah, our next live stream tomorrow, 5:30, could be talking about how to find 7-figure mentors. You want to become a millionaire. It's good to learn from other millionaires. How do you do that if you're a 5-figure earner or less? How do you do that? We'll be talking about that tomorrow. So again, thanks for dropping by. Catch you tomorrow, my friends. Bye-bye.